So here we have one of the boards that I'm going to be cutting up. And I have 2 holes at each end that I'm trying to avoid. So what I'm going to do is mark where those holes are and then pretty much measure out between them. Make sure I've got enough room for all my cuts. So here I'm measuring it all out. So roughly to my sizes, plus 3 mils for the kerf of the blade. Because if you don't do that, it's a real pain in the ass in the end because everything's 3 to 6 mil short. Once all of this is marked out, I will be heading over to the table saw to cut it all up. And here I'm cutting away the holes, so when I do the glue up, everything's going to sort of line up a whole lot nicer and easier. So I'll spin this one round, cut the last hole off, and then we'll get into the glue up. As you just saw, I have clamped all of the boards together and made sure they're all nice and flat, all lining up good, and cleaned up all the glue squeeze out as well. So I've got these clamps here to sort of stop the boards from separating from each other because I don't have any timber dowels to stop that from happening. And then yeah, just got the long clamps, sash clamps on here to hold it all together and remembering not to over tighten. Here I'm using Type Bond 3 because it gives you a nice working time and sticks like shit to a blanket. So as you just saw, I clamped all this up and made sure it was all nice and flat and true. Left it overnight to dry pretty good. And now I've taken out of the clamps and cleaned up all the glue, so all that's left now is to chuck it through the thicknesser, get it to all the same size so that all the miters line up nicely, and then put it through the old table sled and get some 45s on it and glue it back up. So I'll spin you around in about 2 seconds and we'll get it through the noisy ass thicknesser. So here we have it all glued up. Yes, it's a very unconventional way of gluing it up, but forgot to make myself some right angle clamps, so you just make do with what you got. Should still come up pretty good. Alright, so I've given it about 2 hours to dry up and pretty much now just unclamped it all, taken all the masking tape off, and yeah, it's glued up nice and square. Everything's nice and flush. So now just got to cut it to size, and I'm going to cut some wee stiffeners into here just to make it all nice and strong, because yeah, the old 45s aren't really the strongest joint, but they do look quite nice. Yeah, I'll spin you around and we'll jump onto the table saw and we'll cut this to size. Alright, so as you just saw, I've cut all my timber stiffeners to go into the miters. This just stops the miters from being able to pull apart as easy, because really the only thing holding a miter together is the glue, but when you put these in, it gives you a little bit of extra. And pretty much clean it all up and get it ready to cut on the next one. Well, that's it finished. And to say that I cocked up the end of it would be an understatement. I absolutely dropped the ball and took massive chunks out with my router because I had the wrong plate on it. But hey, I will do another one off camera and show you what it looks like when you actually finish it properly. But yeah.